Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking. My name is Joanna. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful beaded slipper over here. Let's get straight to it. So guys, these are the materials that we are going to be using. I already have a video on how to make this. Converting this to this in the description box or the comment section. Check it out and come back. So this is the satin bias. I have my satin bias. I have my pearl beads of 4 mm. I have my pearl beads of 8 mm, seed beads of 2 mm, a pair of scissors, a needle, and then 0.4 of the fishing line. So guys, I went ahead to cut about 10 inches of the satin bias and then bent the edges like this. So I'm going to be wrapping this on the slipper like so. So this is how it is being done. You wrap it around the same area like 2 times to secure the edge on it, and then start to wrap it around it moving upward. So guys, when you reach here, cut the excess of the satin bias off like this, and then bend the edge like this to avoid it from fraying. Away, bend the edges before you fold in to stitch it on it. So guys, so just go ahead and then cut enough length of the fishing line and then insert it into your needle to start your stitching like so. So just make sure that one side of your fishing line is shorter than the other side. You're not going to make a knot at the end. So when you pass your needle through it, leave a little of the fishing line aside. Leave a little of the fishing line aside and then pass through the same area like 3 times or 4 times and continue your sewing just as I'm doing. You pass your needle through it like this, you come up and then pull out your needle. So guys, when you reach here, repeat what you did earlier by passing your needle through it. Leave a little loop like this at the end and pass your needle back through it to secure it. Repeat it. Pass your needle through the same area like this. Leave a little loop like this and then pass your needle back through it to tie it up. Repeat it for like 3 times before you cut off the excess of your fishing line. Okay, so we are done with the middle or the center of this slipper. So we are going to be wrapping around the side as well. So cut enough of the satin and then bend the edges to avoid it from fraying away. So guys, after cutting it, start to wrap it around it. So place it on it like this and place your thumb on it and then pass the satin under it like this to make it stay on the slipper, and then continue wrapping up just as we did for the middle part. Continue to wrap up like so. You pass it under the slipper like this and then run it over like this. So guys, the essence of the satin bias is just to help you avoid piercing through your slipper like so. So we just wrap around the we wrap satin on the slipper so that you'll be able to sew your design or your beads on the slipper without piercing through the slipper itself. So anytime you want to, like change it, change your design or anything like that, you just have to take out your beads, but your slipper will be just there for you to make a new design or anything like that. So guys, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. So upon reaching here, I cut off the excess of the satin bias. I'm going to bend the edge like so. I'm going to bend the edge like so to avoid it from fraying away. After that, I'm going to place it like this and fold it in like this. The excess of the satin bias, fold it in like this and stitch it down as well. So pick your needle which is having, pick your needle and insert your fishing line into it with one side of the fishing line shorter than the other like this. With one side of your fishing line longer than the other or shorter than the other. So pass your needle through it. Pass your needle through that folded area like this, leaving a little of the fishing line at the end, and pass your needle back through the same area again. Repeat it like 3 times. After repeating it for 3 times, you realize that it will lock by itself. So after that, you can cut off the excess that you left at the end of the fishing line and continue to stitch like this. Continue to hand stitch this to join it to the other satin. So guys, after reaching the end, pass your needle through the end area like this. Leave a little loop and then pass your needle back through it. Repeat it by passing through the same area, leaving a little loop like this, and then pass your needle back through it like this. Repeat it like 3 times or 4 times and then cut off the excess of your fishing lines. So guys, we are done at this point. We are done with wrapping of the satin bias at this point. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you like the video up to this end. Let's continue with the beading. So guys, so I went ahead to cut enough lengths of the fishing line. So we are going to start with the beading. So go ahead and then pick 8 of the beads, 8 of the pearl beads. Okay guys, so after picking 8 of the beads, move them to one of the end of your fishing lines and then go ahead to tie them up. So after that, go ahead and then cut off the excess of the fishing line. So guys, go ahead and pass your fishing line through the immediate next bead like this. And then pick the big pearl bead like this. And then locate the opposite bead to the bead which is having the fishing line. The opposite bead to the bead which is having the fishing line, and then pass your fishing line through it like this. Okay guys, so after that, pass your fishing line through the first to the third bead after the bead having the fishing line to locate the hole in the big pearl bead, and then pass your fishing line through it. Okay, so like I said, after locating the hole in the big pearl bead, pass your fishing line through it like this. So after that, come to the seed bead. Go ahead and then pick 8 of the pearl bead, the seed beads. Pick 8 of them. Okay, so after picking that, pass your fishing line through the other hole in the big pearl bead like this. Okay, so after that, continue to pick another 8 of the seed beads. Pick another 8 of the seed beads. Okay, so after that, use your fishing line to pass through the hole in the big pearl bead like this as well. Okay, so after arriving here, use your fishing line to pass through all the seed beads on the sides, just as I'm showing you. Pass through all of that. Okay guys, so after passing through all the seed beads on the side, pick a seed bead like this and then continue to pass through the rest of the seed beads on the other side as well. Okay guys, so after reaching here, we are going to pick a seed bead like this to close the other space or gap in the beads like so. So pass through the next seed beads. Pass through the next seed beads. You can pass through all of them or pass through like 4 or 5 of them and then tie it up. So now we've closed up the gaps in the circle. Okay. So having achieved that, pass your fishing line through some of the beads like this. The space in there, create a loop and then pass your fishing line back through it. Repeat it just as I've done. Repeat it like 3 times and then cut off the excess of your fishing line. So before you cut off the excess of the fishing line, make sure to pass through some of the beads to make your fishing line secure and neat before you trim off the excess. So guys, this is going to be in the middle. Sorry, on top of it like this. This is going to be on top of the slipper like this. So we are going to start with a matting process. Okay guys, so cut enough length of the fishing line that you'll be able to work with. After that, start by picking 4 of the pearl beads. Pick 4 of the pearl beads. Now the last or the 4th pearl bead that you pick, use the other end of your fishing line like this to cross it like this and push it towards the center of your fishing line. So this is what you should achieve. This is matting process. We've been doing this a lot on the channel, so this should be an old procedure for you. After that, use each side of your fishing line to pick a bead like this. Pick a bead for each side of your fishing line. Pick another bead like this and then cross it to the other side of your fishing line. Okay, so go ahead and repeat the step. Pick a bead for one side of your fishing line and pick another bead for the other side of your fishing line like this. Pick another bead like this and then use the other side of your fishing line to cross it like this. So repeat the process. Pick a bead for each side of your fishing line like this. After that, pick another bead like this and use the other side of your fishing line to cross it. Now this is the procedure or the step that you'll be following to achieve your desired length. So guys, this is it. I have 6 beads on the sides and then 7 beads in the middle. So after that, go ahead and pick a bead for each side of your fishing line as usual, like this. And then bring your ring or your round design like this and pass your fishing line through it like this. Use the other side of your fishing line to pass it through the opposite way like this, or to cross it. So this is how it should turn out. After that, use this side of your fishing line to pass through all the beads up to the opposite bead to the one having the design, having the mat on it. Okay, so after achieving that, use the other end of the fishing line as well to pass through all the beads to meet the other fishing line. To pass through all the bead around the ring or the circle to meet the bead having the fishing line, and then cross it with it. So this is how it should come out. I hope you understood this part of the tutorial. After that, continue your process by picking a bead for each side of your fishing line. Like this. Pick a bead for each side of your fishing line. Pick another bead like this and then cross it to the other side of your fishing line. Repeat the step. Pick a bead for each side of your fishing line. Pick additional bead and then cross it to the other side of your fishing line. Now you're repeating it until you have the same number of beads from the beginning of the mat or on the other side of the round design in the middle. So guys, if you did it correctly, it should be having like a wristwatch like shape or design. So make sure this is also having 6 beads on the sides and then 7 beads in the middle, just as the other side of the mat. After that, tie it up by passing it through the bead, creating a loop at the end and then pulling out your fishing line. Repeat it 3 or 4 times to make it more secured, and do same for the other side of the fishing line as well. So guys, after you have tied both sides of your fishing line, make sure to pass through some of the bead to make it more secured on it before you cut off the excess of the fishing line. Do it for both sides of your fishing lines. Okay guys, so I say well done to you if you've been able to make it up to this end. So this is how you are going to be placing it on the slipper. This is how you're going to be placing it on the slipper. But before then, we are going to attach another mat upward like this. You're going to attach another map upward like that. So I'll go ahead and then cut enough length of the fishing line again to start with our matting process. Okay guys, so this is how it's going to look like. I'm placing it on it like this and then pass my fishing line through the middle, or the bead pointing to the direction of the middle side of the slipper like this. like this, and then start to pick a bead for each side of the fishing line like this. Pick another bead and then cross it with both sides of your fishing line. Repeat it by picking a bead for each side of your fishing line like this. Pick another bead and then cross it to the other side of your fishing line. Repeat it. Pick a bead like this. Pick another bead for the other side. Pick another bead and then cross it with the other side of your fishing line. This is the normal matting that we've been doing. So pick a bead for both sides of the fishing line, pick another and then cross it to the other side of your fishing line. Try and be placing it on your sandal to make sure they are equal. So it's left with just like a step. So pick a bead for both sides of your fishing line like this. Pick another bead and then cross it to the other side of your fishing line. Okay guys, so this is how it should come out. After that, tie it up by passing through the bead, creating a loop at the end and then pulling out your fishing line. Repeat it, pass through the bead like this, create a loop and then pull out your fishing line. Repeat it like 4 times and then do same for the other side of your fishing line as well. Okay guys, so after tying them up, make sure to pass through some of the bead to make it more secured before you cut off the excess of the fishing lines. Okay guys, so we are done with the matting process. So we are going to be stitching this on the satin bias. So let me go ahead and then cut enough length of the fishing line and then insert it through my needle to start the stitching. So guys, as usual, insert your fishing line through the needle and make sure one side of the fishing line is shorter than the other side of the fishing line. Okay guys, so I'm going to start by securing my fishing line on the satin. So I'm going to start in the middle. I'll pass my needle through it, leave a little of the fishing line and then pass through the same area like 3 or 4 times. And the fishing line will lock by itself. After that, I will tie it up a bit and then cut off the excess of the fishing line. Okay guys, so after securing it on the satin bias, I'll continue with the stitching. I'll first of all pass through the middle bead on the design like this. And then pass through the side beads and then pass through the side bead like this and pass my needle through the satin and then pass through the middle bead as well. Go up through the side bead like this, pass my needle through the middle bead, pass through the satin like this and then go through the side bead, go through the middle bead, pass through the satin again like this, go up through the side bead, pass through the satin. So my fishing line got tangled up, so I just detangled it and then moved on with the stitching. So I'll go ahead and then pass through the middle bead and then pass through the satin again. So this is basically how we are going to be stitching this Unfortunately the camera stopped recording along the way, so my apologies for that. um yeah, in advance. So this is basically how we attach it to it. You move on through the round beads and then go through the sides, just like that. So that's it. That's it. That's basically how you attach the design to the slipper. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Subscribe, like this video, share this video, and then leave a comment in the comment section on whatever part of the video that you didn't understand. So this is our beaded slipper. I'll be turning this into a sandal in my next video. Stay tuned and click on the notification bell so when I upload you'll be notified. Bye.